created in the universe. They have a spiritual library in the sky, I call it. And it's been recorded in the heavens. Every word we speak, every thought we think, everything we do, all of our experiences, it's God kind of like we're little God thoughts running around gathering information in this cool holographic video game. And the knowledge goes into this library for God to record and keep. And so he can create new things. And so they've actually built a whole new section just for this experiment of this Akashic Record library. And what we are doing, what we're going forth, all this experiences we're doing is recorded so other worlds will follow. This experiment, it's already slated, it's already done, we've already completed it, basically in living in the now, because we're in linear time, we kind of think past, present, future. But time is going to end and time is going to change, and we're going to be in the whole now and see the whole picture. Get to watch the whole video game. Oh, look what I did. I won that one, and I did that one there, and I did that there. And we won the game, and we're entering in the golden age of beauty, peace, love, and light. And we get to see all of this. And then it's going to spread out and affect other worlds and other universes, and it's just going to be the most awesome, beautiful thing. And I wanted to share that with you today because I don't want people to think, oh, 2012, watch those Hollywood movies, and we're all going to be destroyed. Not going to happen. Be at peace. Know that these events are soon to start. We're almost entering in June, and we've got, on May 20th, we've got a sun solstice coming up, or sun eclipse coming up. It's going to be very powerful, and you're going to feel it. We've got Venus transit, which is you can watch Venus go in front of the sun on June 5th. We'll be able to see it from here, from Hawaii. That's going to be an awesome event. The energies that come from these alignments of planets and suns and all these things are very powerful, and they're real. And then we also have in summer solstice coming up on June 21st. So be aware that all these things are events, and they're happening with Earth and events. Watch your events. Don't just listen to the news, which is all the negativity stuff. Go on your internet and look for the positive things that are happening. New technology being released. We've got, in Italy, we've got cars that run on these little zero-point energy things. No gas, no batteries, no water. We got new healing techniques coming out. Check out your internet. Do your research. This is an awesome time to be alive. Actually, each one of us requested to be here on Earth. We incarnated here for special missions to serve one another, to serve Gaia, and help this ascension process come along. Be in love, be in light, open your hearts, wake up, and pay attention. Go out and smell the roses. Go out and walk in nature. Take a walk on the beach, or find some trees to sit under, wherever you're at, because it's nature that's going to give you that energy flow, that positive energy. Reconnect yourselves with nature. And open your heart, love your neighbor as yourself, as Jesus Christ said. Love one another, even love your enemies, because loving your enemies can change their heart and to be more positive and forgiving. Forgive all others, and we can do it. We can bring in our new world of peace, love, and light. We're using this energy from the Great Galactic Core, and we can become one. We can bring about our reality through our thoughts and through our hearts. And so I'm going to leave this with you in peace. And I am going to turn to a friend, Earl, here, who's here with several questions he wants to ask, and so we'll share this with you as well. So we'd like to change our, I love that picture. And this is Earl. He has some questions he has to ask, wants to ask, and share, and some stories to share with us. So we'll go ahead and share that with Earl.
Cool. Well, thank you. My name is Earl Snyder. I'm a producer here at Akaku in the community. And I'm particularly interested in a water filter that I've been working on. That's an implosion device that Victor Schauberger presented to the world in 1936 when he released his understanding of the fact that water is a living thing, that it has both male and female parts, that to energize water, to ennoble water, is to raise its frequency. And when this is done, water provides a completely different environment. It's an environment that enables thought to have a much greater effect on whatever it is that's going on. So obviously we're mostly water. So
it's funny you said that, because last night I was with someone who was channeling, and the people he brought through were very high beings, and said, well, you're a bag of water walking around with bones. It's kind of funny, but That's, yeah, important. That's true, because not only are we electric beings, because water does help electricity pass through our bodies, we are mostly water, yeah.
Indeed, and in as much as our individual consciousness is able to envision a more positive moment, this being able to control yourself to the point that you do recognize that you are able to raise your frequency by being simply more positive and by allowing whatever it is that you're experiencing to continue moving past you, so that you don't feel inclined to stop the universe because it doesn't, something is going on that you may not initially agree with. What we've discovered is that that part of us that wants to stop everything is actually our fearful connection to our lives, and we want to lose that aspect of ourselves in as much as possible. So the whole idea of allowing becomes present.
That's true. When we lose our fear and our doubt and trust our inner abilities, so we know, you know, we're waking up to who we really are. And as we let go of this old fear-based stuff that we've been indoctrinated with over the years, we can raise our frequency like with the scale of consciousness.
Exactly.
All those things are negative. If we get past that 200 and get the courage to live in light and let go and trust, we do raise our frequency, and thus we affect everybody else as well. And so you're saying that this new water filter will help us if we drink the water or bathe in the water? That's
exactly correct. Ennobled water basically is a frequency that does not allow a negative phenomena to exist.
That's
so
awesome.
In this, Schauberger discovered by studying water, looking to see what minerals are present in the, say, a natural spring, and particularly a spring that's known to affect healing. And it's discovered that these springs are water that has been, in many ways, ennobled by where it comes from, deep down in the earth. And there are actually scientists and people who have discovered ennobled water below the surface of the earth, have gone down and taken some of that water and placed that ennobled water in a container that is created using the Fibonacci series, which is the natural energy of nature developing. And so you in this container is a spiral is developed, and they put this water in the spiral, which is made of in their case one is copper, one is gold, and one is silver. And so the higher the metal, the gold ones radiate an extraordinary frequency of ennobled water that when it is simply placed next to other water, in other words, this device is a solid shape of a vortex, and so they allow that if you attach this physical representation of the vortex filled with ennobled water to your water system, then the frequency of the higher frequency of the ennobled water eventually penetrates your water system.
So it purifies your water.
It purifies your water, raises the frequency, and your water begins to grow more crops. It kills off bacteria, invasive species, all kinds of things begin to happen.
We need to use that here for get rid of the GMO.
Well, indeed, and so it will.
Yes, so if we bring this out and we sprinkle this water on all the GMO crops, it'll change the DNA and whatever frequency of these crops, and it'll go back to like being healthy and organic.
Indeed.
Awesome.
Well, and for a human being, clearly,
it heals us.
It heals us. And this is documented evidence from as early as the 1930s.
Wow, so it's almost the same similar technology that Dr. James Hart's coming out with, only instead of using hypnotherapy to heal, with our thoughts, they're using it with water because we also are water and energy beings.
Yeah.
So same thing. So all these new healing techniques are coming out.
Right.
That's awesome. It's really we're really going to change the world with these new technologies and new.
Well, one thing that is not clearly understood, particularly by the general population of the planet, and that is that a water device that uses water to create electricity, these are centrifugal devices. They spin the water outward.
Okay.
And what Schauberger discovered was that if you do not use water by spinning it inward upon itself, you are creating water that is basically poisonous, that it will get into nature and it will not act as regular water does, because when rain falls, for example, the raindrop spins.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's kind of like, it follows the same series of operations that are discovered in this water that has been spun in on itself.
Okay.
So that we have here on Maui, for example, a Hawaiian water system that was designed to transmit pure water from the topmost part of the land down to the bottommost part. This water, upon examination, I went over to Kahakaloa, where this amazing thing still exists, and I measured everything, and I discovered that what they have done, without any mathematics known by us, they have created a waterfall that is the same, provides the same environment at the same speed that a falling raindrop has.
Oh, wow.
So that when the water reaches the bottom to the ocean, it is enlightened water.
Wow,
And
that's awesome.
that existed for thousands of years, apparently, here until...
Is it still in use, or?
No, none of that technology is in use.
So we need to restore
as
that
far
technology.
as I know, but it's certainly possible to restore it.
Yeah, definitely. That's something we need to do and look into.
Yeah.
So you had some questions you want to ask me and check out on.
Well, I was in particular interested in how, right now, many of us are struggling with our finances. And we have discovered since we've been watching this movie, Thrive, that everything to help society and the world has been completely frustrated by the individuals who have, wanted to have an effect that left them holding all the cards. And of course, this can only work for a certain amount of time, and it's pretty much over with.
Yeah.
So.
The end of what we term the cabal or the Illuminati, or whoever you want to call them, the 13 richest families of the world, is falling apart. And that has to do with the frequency, because they're the lower frequencies. They can't hold their power anymore. They've lost most of their money. There's been over 600 CEOs of the major companies who have resigned now. There are going to be mass arrests very soon. There's already been 20,000 from the outer core of the Illuminati. Now they're working on the next core down, and then the next core down. And this will happen very soon, very shortly, as well as a whole new money system's coming in that's actually backed by gold and silver. And so what they call the abundance programs will be coming out. They're going to take all debt, worldwide debt, individual debt, everything's going to be zeroed out. Your mortgage is going to go away, your car payments are going to go away, and pretty much, and then they have what they call the Nasara funds. And all this has been slated to happen. In fact, the Nasara funds were supposed to come out at the time of 9/11, but that's part of the reason why they did 9/11, because in the bottom of one of those buildings was trillions and trillions of dollars worth of gold that they didn't want us to have. And so that's part of the reason why, just part of the reason why they blew up 9/11 buildings. We all know now, and the truth is coming out on that our own government did that, and it was imploded. And actually people who are in the policemen and firemen who were in the bottom of the buildings helping people to get out actually heard the implosions go off in the second building before the plane even hit. And so all this knowledge and truth is coming out. The true history of our world's coming out. Pretty much, if you go on Sheldon Neidl's, he's got a webinar coming out on the 20th. You can click on his site, just Google Sheldon Neidl, and he talks about the different things that are happening right now, like late spring. Certain things are slated to start happening now.
Right.
Late summer, certain things are starting to happen. And that includes the mass arrests and all that stuff. So that's part of the reason why I came out today and talked about the year 0 and 2012 and what's going to be happening soon, is to get us prepared for what's going down so that we're not all in shock, for one thing. And know that these events, we have to clean out our closets. We have to finish the end of the last game of the video game in order to start the new game.
Right.
So we have to hit that reset button. So we're getting ready for the reset button by cleaning out our closet, cleaning all our fears and clutter. We need to change, look in the mirror and change our attitudes and let go of the fear and the doubt and all the negativity. Learn to forgive ourselves, because we're harder on ourselves than anybody else is.
Right.
Forgive others. And patch up whatever arguments you might have with your family and loved ones, and just let it go, because everything's going to change to a more positive world. And it'll be easier on you as an individual if you can look in the mirror and clean out yourself first, because it has to start with you, and you got to learn to love yourself and let it all go. And it doesn't matter if you do it meditation, you do it through prayer, you want to read the Bible, you just want to walk on the beach. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you're working on yourself to make yourself a better, more loving person. Because as we raise our frequency and we're more loving and kind to everybody else, what goes around is going to come around tenfold.